Hello and welcome. Good morning. My name is Double Gift and you are on to Aspheric TV. This is the morning newspaper briefing and I have Mr. Clifford with me in the studio. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Gift. How are you?
I'm fine. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So we'll go straight into the headlines that are on the Nigerian dailies this morning. We'll start off with the Punch newspaper. The major headline on the Punch newspaper says, Adeleke's camp worries over litigation, woos PDP faction. All aggrieved members constitute danger. We are talking to Babayemi, PDP spokesman. I expect Oyetola to have congratulated me. Concede defeat, says Governor-elect Adeleke. Osun governor's lawyers inspect election results. May head for court. Tinubu awaits governor. The camp of the Osun State Governor-elect Ademola Adeleke is worried over a suit filed by his rival in the People's Democratic Party. In the People's Democratic Party's primary, Prince Dotun Babayemi as the Court of Appeal Akure. Members of the group in separate interviews with the Punch on Monday admitted that the suit constituted danger to the PDP's victory at the Osun State governorship election on Saturday, adding that the party had begun reconciliation with Babayemi. Members of Adeleke camp who spoke to the Punch included Osun acting PDP chairman Dr. Adekunle Akindele, the director of media Osun State PDP, Oladele Oluwabamiji, and the secretary of the PDP legal committee Hashim Abioye. It was gathered that Adeleke's camp was concerned that the external forces could exploit the case to truncate the party's victory. The next newspaper is the Daily Trust newspaper, and it has it that Boko Haram, others ambush soldiers, attack 4 states in 6 hours. CJTF chair, 4 members killed in Borno. Troops foil attack in Niger. 2 killed, 1 injured in Plateau. 7-year-old killed, 19 others abducted in FCT Katsina. Alright, the Daily Trust story says terrorists and bandits ambushed troops and attacked civilians in Borno, Plateau and Katsina states between Sunday night and the wee hours of Monday, killing many and abducting others. They also attacked a village in the Federal Capital Territory FCC where they killed a 7-year-old and abducted 9 residents. Security experts last night described the developments as embarrassing and called for a new roadmap on how to tackle miscreants in the society. They also said it was a source of worry the way our military operatives were being attacked. The next newspaper is the Sun newspaper, and it says 2023 CAN directs Christians on candidates to reject, says every Nigerian has rights to individual religion. Also, it says NNPC increases petrol pump price to 179 naira per litre. The story from the Sun says Christian Association of Nigeria CAN has directed all churches in Nigeria to advise their members not to vote any presidential candidates with links to hard drugs, Boko Haram or any violent religious groups. In a video clip seen by Daily Sun, senior pastor of Family Worship Center Abuja, Pastor Sarah Omaku, read out a circular which emanated from the Political and Strategy Committee of CAN and sent to all churches in Nigeria. In the circular titled 2023 General Elections, Whom to Vote For, CAN enumerated qualities that the presidential candidate must possess and the policies that should either be implemented or rejected. Among the qualities, CAN said Christians should look out for in a candidate are honesty, truthfulness, respect for the rule of law, respect for religious and ethnic diversity, compassionate, disciplined, and credible. The body said that the candidate must not be a member of any cult, must not have any involvement with drugs, witchcraft, Boko Haram, or any violent religious group. The candidate is required to have performed excellently in previous positions, must have good education, sufficient to manage a complex society, effective management skills of human and natural resources. The next newspaper is the Guardian newspaper. It says stakeholders express cautious optimism as NNPC transits. Also, Olaniyon kicks as ex-Oyo AGF. Lawal takes over as Makinde's new deputy. Also on the Guardian, it says Northern youths back NLC over ASU. The Daily Independence newspaper has it that again regulatory hurdles hold back national career. It's wishful thinking, hoping for it now. Stakeholders. It also says like Wike and Atiku, El Rufai angry with Tinubu over VP snub. Lastly, we have the Nation newspaper. It has it that 100% pay rise likely for striking varsity teachers. The story there says for the alright, I beg your pardon. It says an end to the strike by university teachers may be in sight. There were strong indications yesterday that they may get 100% pay rise. President Muhammadu Buhari has decided to wade into the protracted crisis. He may meet all those involved in the negotiation before opening talks with the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU. The union's position has been strengthened by the massive support it is getting from critical stakeholders. The Nigeria Labour Congress, NLC, had directed its state councils to mobilize for a protest in support of ASU next Tuesday and Wednesday. So those are the newspaper headlines we have this morning. We'll go on a short break. When we return, I and Mr. Clifford will be discussing these headlines with you. Please stay with us. My name is Dabur Gifts. Keep watching Aspheric TV. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are Aspheric TV on YouTube. On Twitter, Instagram, we are Aspheric News. Bye.
Enjoy the whole world. To subscribe to Aspheric TV on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter, and Facebook. Let us build this big vision together. Thank you.
Alright, welcome back. So Mr. Clifford, let's start off with the Punch newspaper story that said Adeleke's camp worries over litigation, whose PDP faction. So we are told that there's some fear and worry in the Adeleke camp. That's his supporters in the PDP, as we heard that the opposition are like
going to court.
Exactly, bringing up some things and
Well, this is what played out in the Osun State PDP
Election.
elections.
Mm.
Prior to the elections, I think two primaries were held. You know, the Babayemi faction and the Adeleke faction. They held two different primaries at two different venues.
Mm.
The election of the Adeleke was supervised by the Deputy Governor of Bayelsa State, whilst the other election was held at a different venue that produced Babayemi as the governorship candidate, while the other election produced Adeleke as the governorship candidate.
Okay, so
Babayemi went to court
okay.
to get a judgment for him to be declared as the authentic governorship candidate. But then the court favored Adeleke. So right now he has proceeded to the appeal.
Okay.
And like the faction of the Adeleke's PDP said, they worry that the opposition can bank on this court case and truncate the victory of Adeleke. So it's something, it's an internal crisis that they didn't handle properly before they proceeded to election.
So this is my issue now. It's one party,
Yeah.
same PDP, and then here it's two different primary elections were held.
Yeah.
I think that is a shaky situation there.
Yeah, it's not a new thing in the Nigerian system. I mean, in Rivers State, 2019, Magnus Abe was saying he was the governorship candidate on the other faction. Tony Cole was also the governorship candidate on the other faction. And at the end of the day, the party was not on the ballot. You know, I advise political parties to always resolve these internal issues before they proceed to elections, because one of the court cases, one of the most outstanding court judgments over these kind of issues was that of Chibike Rotimi Amechi. He won the PDP primaries election before he became governor of Rivers State, but then somehow along the line there was some manipulations that got Celestine Omehia's name submitted to INEC. So Omehia went forward, contested the election, won the election, and was sworn in as governor. But then the court, in their wisdom, said, no, Omehia, you didn't win the party's primaries election, so therefore you don't stand a chance to be the candidate of the party, and you're not supposed to be governor. That's how court ordered Chibike Amechi to be president. So most of these issues can also, to be governor. I'm sorry. Most of these issues can be avoided if the party's leadership in the state, in the local government, make sure that they address all issues before they proceed for election. So I think that's what played out in Osun State. But like the spokesman of the party said, they are reaching out to the other faction, Babayemi. Let's hope that they have an amicable resolution out of court.
That the matter doesn't
yes, because if the opposition banks into the case and then influences judgment in favor of Babayemi, it means Adeleke would not be the governor-elect. Yeah.
Alright, so moving on, let's talk about insecurity. Still on the killings here and there. So we are told that Boko Haram ambushed soldiers and then they killed a few people in 4 different states. And this happened in a span of 6 hours.
Last night.
Exactly. What do you have to say about this situation? I mean, 4 different states.
Well, it shows that our security system is porous. You know, it's really worrisome that Boko Haram could attack 6 states in less than 6 hours.
4 states.
4 states, in 6 hours. Now look at the states that were mentioned. I think they mentioned Borno, Katsina, which other state again?
Plateau State.
Plateau State.
And also the FCT.
And also the FCT. I mean,
a 7-year-old was killed and then some people were kidnapped. So this is the major issue now.
Yeah.
Maybe the security in the other places is porous, just as you said. The FCT is nation's capital.
The
It's supposed to
security, the
be,
security in all these places shouldn't be porous.
yes,
That's
in
the
the first
problem.
place,
Yes, it
that
shouldn't be.
shouldn't be. But then, when it's now coming into the nation's capital, it seems to be like a problem that is like, will we
Cannot
say
be solved.
beyond,
Yes, beyond
their capacity,
to
the
handle.
security
Yes.
operatives' capacity.
I said it before the last time we were here. The president has failed in the aspect of security. I mean, there are Boko Haram members that were just freed from the prison that was boggled some few weeks ago. No attempt has been made to arrest these people that escaped from the prison. I mean, security is not just an issue of talking, making declarations, giving orders. Security is handled by intelligence gathering. If you don't gather intelligence, you cannot be able to tackle security in Nigeria. For one, I feel that there has been a sabotage in the security system. If not, how is it possible to attack 4 states in one night?
Soldiers were also ambushed. Let's not
Just-
forget that
just
part of the
imagine.
story. Apart from them, those states being attacked, soldiers were being ambushed.
It means nobody is safe in Nigeria anymore.
Exactly. So I wonder how they managed to carry out attacks in 4 different states in a span of 6 hours.
Coordinated attacks. It goes a long way to tell us how this government has failed in terms of security. I keep saying it. But then, what is the solution? I think we need more forces, more hands in the military, more hands in the police, and even the ordinary citizens have a role to play when it comes to security. You understand? Everybody has to work together. But this government should put in more effort because lives and properties are at risk. And now they're coming into Abuja, the suburbs of Abuja.
Exactly.
That's how they'll proceed and then create a very, very disastrous attack in the capital city.
And there was something you said. You said nobody is safe anymore.
Of course.
In the FCT, it was a 7-year-old that was killed, a defenseless child.
That doesn't have anything to
Exactly. Talk more of
adults and
even the soldiers. Nobody's actually safe.
so it's really a bad one for our nation at this
We
time.
need to do better in terms of security
Yes.
and then securing the lives of citizens. So moving on, let's talk about the CAN, that's Christian Association of Nigeria. We are told that the CAN, in a circular that was like shared to different various churches,
Yeah.
it warned its members to reject candidates with links to Boko Haram, drugs, and corruption. And I think this is a good one because this, I feel like these are the issues that have brought us to where we are, especially the whole corruption thing. We hear that a certain candidate has history of corruption, yet we bring back these people into power. So sensitizing people on this front, that's in churches and things like that, I think it's a good one.
Well,
So we know how to bring in credible people.
well, the primaries of these political parties were majorly flawed.
It starts from there.
Yeah, that's where it starts. It was a cash and carry victory. The highest bidder won, and this is not supposed to be that way. Well, let me not talk from the angle of CAN because I wouldn't want to be religious. But let me talk as a Nigerian that is not affiliated to any religion right now. Any candidate that has a link with corruption, terrorism, what have you, should not be anywhere close to our electoral system. Talk more of contesting for the office of the president or governorship or anything. I mean, there has to be mechanisms set in place to filter this kind of people, to screen them out. Just imagine the governorship candidate, the deputy, the vice presidential candidate of the APC was a former governor that has links to Boko Haram. They've put up different statements trying to justify the reason why he was identifying with Boko Haram when he was governor. If you remember the issue of the Chibok girls, it happened under his administration. Imagine when such a person becomes the vice president of the country.
It's like we're giving ourselves away to these people.
We should look at these things and not shelve them under the table. They are important issues that will affect us in the future if we're not careful. So for me, the can is just being cautious. Candidates like that do not have any place, shouldn't have any place in government in this country, judging from our security situation. If we give people who have romanced with bandits, with Boko Haram in the past opportunities to lead us, it portrays danger for the nation. And I think that's why the CAN has sent out that circular for Nigerians, for Christians to be cautious and vote out those who have this history of corruption and links with terrorism.
Even though it was the CAN that released this circular, and then it seems to be directed at Christians.
It will have a religious coloration.
Yes,
but that's why I said.
It brings me to my point.
That's why I said I don't want to talk about as a Christian or a Muslim. I want to speak as a Nigerian.
Exactly.
Yes.
So I think it should pass across to all of us Nigerians, irrespective of religion.
Yes.
We should look out for different qualities, just as the CAN mentioned.
Insaner climes.
For the rule of law.
Insaner
honesty,
countries, insaner
like
climes.
that.
People like this would not be given opportunity to lead. Honestly.
Because there should be like a team set up to check these people's history.
Of course.
Like what they have done, their achievements and things like that.
The APC,
and if you are linked to any of these bad vices, you should not even be in the system.
The APC government right now
for election.
Do not really care about what Nigerians feel. I mean, I heard prior to the Osun State election, I saw in a video where the APC chairman said they should go do whatever it is legally to win. They shouldn't care about what the people say or how they feel. They should just win.
Yes, so these points that you have brought up now, they still need the people in order to win. I mean, it is we who decide who would vote. So that is why I think it's a good thing that what the CAN is doing now, like kind of influencing the minds of its followers.
Well, do you think that secular would
yeah, if you listen to it and then you actually think about it.
How many percent of the voters are Christians? That's the question.
You know, we brought the point about looking at it from a Nigerian point.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Remove the whole religion or the body that brought that forward.
That's my own position. I don't want to speak on the side of religion, but there are so many Nigerians out there who will say this position is a position of the Christian Association of Nigeria, so it doesn't hold water.
True, that could
so that's why
something.
I think there should be something done to educate Nigerians to vote for the right candidates that do not have all these histories of corruption and all that, so that we can move this country forward.
Hopefully, this message gets to the hearts of a lot of Nigerians, so we'll do better in the next election.
Well, I am hoping that Nigeria is revived in this next election, but from the look of things, I think
fingers crossed. Let's not be optimistic.
We're still gonna be under the leadership of these people that have been recycled over and over again.
Let's still wait for 2023 and see how that plays out.
Well,
hopefully things go better.
Let's hope for the best.
Yes. So moving on, the ASU strike basically. It says 100% pay rise likely for striking varsity teachers. So it is speculated that the strike that has lasted for about 5 months is going to end soon, as there are indications that there will be 100% rise in their salaries. That's the university staff salaries, and this is still a speculation. That is my problem with this particular story. It's not been
confirmed.
It's not been confirmed. It's something that the president just said. So let me read this paragraph here. It says, President Muhammadu Buhari has decided to wade into the protracted crisis. He may meet all those involved in the negotiation before opening talks with the Academic Staff Union of universities, ASU. This is my thoughts now on this. Does that mean all this while the president was not aware of the things that were going on with the academic staff union, or the people that are doing the negotiations are not properly relating the outcome of this negotiation to the president? Because from this paragraph I just read,
it's under probability.
Yes,
he said he may.
And then that whole may just seems like he doesn't understand the gravity of this strike, the effects.
Well, I wouldn't want to blame President Buhari on this, sincerely, because we have the Minister for Labor, we have the Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress, we also have the ASU Chairman. These are men who are capable enough to handle the ASU issues without involving the president. The president must not get involved directly in all this. Just make your recommendations.
When push gets to shove, because I think that's where we are getting.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. We don't have to blame President Buhari for this now, because there are people who have been appointed to take charge of these issues, and then they have failed over time to resolve. I mean, I don't know why ASU should be striking.
Exactly.
If you look at their demands, it wouldn't cost the federal government anything to just meet it. And I also feel that there is a problem with the ASU itself. They have not been able to articulate properly what they want and stand by it.
I think they have.
Yes, they have. But then, at the end of why did they call off the strike if this demand were not met in the last time they struck?
Usually, what we've heard has been going on is that the government will promise to pay them a certain amount for a particular period of time, and then they start. Do you understand? They start, and then the union the union ends the strike, and then the government meets their part of the bargain for a while. And
I
then
feel
the stoppage of the whole thing now brings about
another strike.
So basically, that has been the circle.
That's why I feel ASU itself is not serious.
So you feel they should do this once and
hold on to your demands. The government have done these promises over and over again.
Okay.
They will tell you, go back to work.
This is at the detriment of students now, who will be at home for God knows how long. When you say hold on to their demands, and then we know the Nigerian government, there's hardly ever a time when they just meet a certain association's demand.
If they are pushed, they will if they are pushed to do the right thing, they will.
Yes,
it's not just
about
how
long the push takes.
So for me,
students are going to be at home for a long time, waiting for ASU and the federal government.
Okay, now, so do you think the strike should be called off because students need to get to school and the demands of these lecturers are not met?
For the school to function effectively, the demands of the lecturers have
That's right. So I think the ASU should do their negotiations properly and make sure that, sometimes the leadership of the ASU are the results. Maybe the chairman just goes and discusses with the minister, and then the president calls you to a meeting and says, okay, this, that, and then you compromise at the detriment of what you have been demanding for. Maybe because maybe because you get something little to yourself. That's how it plays out. The corruption in this country is deep. I'm just telling you this. Sometimes the chairman can just compromise on what they have demanded for, and then get what comes in, because if this comes in, I'm going to get this. And then they get back to work, and then perhaps when a new ASU chairman is elected, the issue resurfaces. So this issue should be dealt with once and for all.
I agree with that as well, because the whole back and forth is...
It's really appalling, really.
So fingers crossed. Let's hope that this action, it's under...
Well, I pray the president gets to meet with all those involved and then resolve this
even though
once
the
and for
news
all.
keeps saying May,
He would be doing something very honorable before his tenure expires if he's able to resolve all ASU issues.
Exactly.
I mean, he'll be remembered for good.
Exactly. ASU strike has been lingering for years.
Yes.
So hopefully this will be the end of it.
Hopefully. Let's hope.
So thanks for staying with us. My name is Dabur Gibbs and I have had Mr. Clifford. Please join us again tomorrow on the newspaper morning briefing. Also, please follow us on our YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, I beg your pardon. We are Aspheric TV on YouTube. And follow us on all of our social media platforms. On Twitter, Instagram, we are Aspheric News. And on Facebook, we are official Aspheric News. Thanks for watching. Bye.